Hey friends, how are you? Hope you're well. Yeah, my voice is virtually back to normal. Still a wee bit croaky, and I'm not as congested as I was last week, so that was good. But yeah, feeling better. It has left me very, very tired. I've been tired anyway because of the ME, but it's like this is just like okay, fine. But hey ho, that's the way life is, and you just have to roll with the punches, as the saying goes. Sorry, I got a bit of hard skin, annoying me. So, although I wasn't feeling well, I did manage to do some reading, which is good. And I realised I haven't done a video for 2 weeks, so this is going to be kind of like a fortnight's wrap up. So here we go. So what did I finish reading? I read A Temporary Arrangement by Christine Rimmer. I really enjoyed this book. So we meet Harper Bravo. Now, Harper lives in Valentine Bay and she wants to live in a big city. She's happy in Valentine's Bay, but she wants more. And she wants to do architectural planning and things like that. And there's no openings in Valentine's Bay. And at the moment, she works part-time with her sister at the local theatre doing various bits and pieces there. She lives in a really nice cottage. I don't think it's on the waterfront, but it's just a really nice cottage, and there's like other cottages round about. One of those cottages is owned by the Stryker family, and the previous Christmas, one part of the Stryker family came to stay for the Christmas holidays, and that included a wee boy called Jaden and a wee girl called Maya. Now, their parents, we find out very quickly in this book, were killed in a car crash, and their uncle Lincoln has basically he's taken custody of them. So he decides that for this Christmas he wants to give the kids another Christmas at the cottage, just make it happy memories, etc., and bring back happy memories of them being there when they were with their parents, which is all well and good. But he doesn't have any help, and his mother-in-law, who had been helping herself and her husband, like the not his mother-in-law, but it was his sister and her husband that died. So his sister's parents-in-law had been helping him with the kids, but he's sent them on a cruise because they've just done so much for him and their children that he wants to do something nice for them. So he sends them off on this cruise. No, I'll be fine. Yeah, right. Within kind of, I think, 5-10 minutes of them arriving there, Jaden has already run off to see if Harper's at her cottage. So she brings him back, and the wee girl remembers her as well, and she's really good with the kids, and she stays to help Lincoln in that so that he can get things unpacked, etc. She feeds the kids, blah blah blah, and he realizes how good she is with the children, and so he asks her, look, I'm really, I know this is a bit of an imposition, but you're really good with the kids. Would you be willing to look after them for a couple of hours a day so that I can get some work done for my business? I'll pay you. And he gives her a sum, and she's like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Because the money will mean that she can move to the city and be fairly decently well off for a number of months if she doesn't find a job. So there's, the more time they spend together, the more they like each other, etc. This is just such a sweet book. Jaden and Maya are just such beautiful characters. He is just, he melts your heart. He's like, he's just so full of joy and in love of Christmas and the festive season. It is just so good. I am really glad I've picked this up. I like Christine Rimmer's writing. I love her characters. This is part of an offshoot of the Bravo series, so I'm slowly, I think there's over 60 of them in this series, so I'm going to slowly try and get as many of them as I can because I really do like them. So yes, so really enjoyed that. So after that, since I was feeling rotten, I decided I'm just going to listen to an audiobook. So I listened to The Hope and Hot Chocolate by Rachael Bloome. This is number 7, I think, in the Poppy Creek series. Oh, it was phenomenal. This is Sadie and Landon's story. And Sadie runs the local candy shop, and she makes all her own chocolates, all her own candies. And she thinks she's kind of lost her mojo. And there's the Sip and Sweets festival that's coming up, and if she wins, there's a competition, and if she wins it, then she'll be able to get the shop back on an even keel, because a number of things have happened. She's had some expenditures that weren't expected, and she's in the red at the moment, and she needs to get back in the black. She won't tell her grandmother from whom she inherited the shop, because she doesn't want her grandmother to be disappointed in her. So that's kind of Sadie's side of the part of her, what she is. Landon is new to the town, and he's opening a shop next to hers. Nobody at the moment knows what it is, but there's major renovation work going on, and it's really impacting on Sadie. But what she does know about Landon is he's anti-sugar. He is so anti-sugar, it's like, he vetoes everything. But the two of them end up having to share a booth at the Sips and Sweets festival, and that means them spending time together. They really clash, they really do. And Landon has been keeping himself apart from everybody in the village. And his friends, he's got a couple of friends within Poppy Creek, and they're like, no, you need to be doing more. So they encourage him to come out and do more. And Sadie has to come to his house to have a discussion with regards to the festival and their booth, and she ends up finding his mother, and his mother is in a wheelchair. She used to be a veterinarian, and there's this whole story there which we get. And Sadie tries to help Landon's mother, while she's also trying to come up with ideas for what she's going to give at the, as her like offering for the prize thing, so that she can win it. The more time she spends with Landon, the more she likes him, and vice versa, but they're like coming at things from two very different angles. It was really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was just so nice to sort of lie there and have somebody reading me a book. If you haven't started the Poppy Creek series by Rachael Bloome, you should do it. It's so good. Mum has just read the first book, and I've just got the second one, and she's really looking forward to reading it. So I then, after that, read The Light We Carry by Michelle Obama. I really enjoyed this book. This book, it's almost like you're sitting across the table from her, and you're just chit-chatting about things, and she's explaining things that happened in her life, how she dealt with them, what that gave her in the way of skills to cope with various situations, how her life in the White House, how she dealt with that, how, again, there were skills she had to learn, and how she dealt with that, what that's also given her, and what that could mean for other people. It was really, really nice. There are as you read through the chapters, there are various sort of pointers that, if you're in this situation, this is what I did when I was in this situation. And it's up to you whether you would take those on board or not, but it was really, really enjoyable to read. And yeah, so I really enjoyed that. I did try to have a nap after lunch, it just didn't work. I then read Peter Pan the Play by J.M. Barrie. I didn't like this at all. I didn't like the character. I didn't like Peter. I didn't like Tinkerbell. It just didn't sit with me. I just really didn't like it. So I'm not going to say much about it, because I just didn't like it. So that was that. I then read Rachel's Decision by Molly Jebber. This was one for review. This was the last book in the, what's it called? the Amish Charm Bakery series. I'd read a couple before, and I did like it. I got, what did it get? 3 out of 5. We meet Rachael, and Rachael has been helping Nathan look after his children since his wife died 9 months ago. And she doesn't love Nathan, but she likes him. She loves the children. She absolutely adores Joy and Thad. Joy is such a delightful character. I really, really liked her. But one day, this new man comes into the bakery. New Amish man comes into the bakery. He just moved to the town to help his brother out. His brother and his sister-in-law have moved, and their daughter, and he's there to help his brother. His brother isn't very well. And there's an instant connection between Caleb, that's the man, and Rebecca, and he asks her if she'll go out for, a buggy ride with him. And she goes, yes. But Nathan's kids are not happy about this. But they're really not happy. And Nathan suddenly realises, well, wait a minute here. I quite like her. I quite like Rachael. So he tries to sort of impress her by making her dinner a couple of times. But by which time Caleb has asked her if she'd be happy for him to court her. And she goes, yes, absolutely. So this is the start of their relationship. But there are a lot of things that happen within this story that I'm not going to get into because they're just spoilers. But there's a lot that happens within Caleb's family. There are things that happen within Rachel's family, and it looks as if they're maybe not going to be able to get together after all. They're not going to be able to marry and all of this. And it was enjoyable to read. It was an okay read, but I don't know, there's just something about it that didn't totally grab me. I was like stawing at it, as it were. I read it and oh god, it actually got to the point where it was like I knew I had sort of 50% to read, and I was like, right, I just got to do it all in a one-hour because it just wasn't encouraging me to pick it up and read it. I don't know why. Maybe because I just wasn't feeling the characters. I really don't know what was wrong, but it was okay. And that's kind of what I'm going to say about it. I then picked up The Becoming by Nora Roberts. This is the second book in the Dragonheart Legacy. I'm 264 pages. I am really, really enjoying this. I'm enjoying being back in Talav with Breen and seeing her develop. Also, her friend Marco has joined her. And it's just, he's experiencing life with magic, etc. for the first time. And he's like, oh, wow, it is so good. I am thoroughly, thoroughly enjoying this. And might get it finished this weekend. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I would like to. But I'm not going to push it. And then I'm also on my Kindle. The reason I haven't got it up with me, it's charging at the moment. I'm reading Murder at an Irish Castle by Ellie Brannigan. This is one for review. I am really enjoying it. Started it last night and read 60% of it in one night, one evening, because I am just so gripped by it. It's a cozy mystery and I am just so enjoying it. It is brilliant. So, remember I told you that Mum and Dad ordered me a book for Christmas that hadn't arrived? It's arrived now, which is good. And it is The Bookstore Rescue by Rachael Allers. I really like Rachael Allers' writing, so I am really looking forward to reading this one. If you don't know what it's about, it says, How to Fetch a Family. Bookshop owner and recently heartbroken Lucy Tucker never imagined how dramatic life would change once she started fostering Buttercup, a pregnant golden retriever. The biggest challenge? Growing a lot closer to the businessman next door, Callum Ramsey, especially if the two of them help Buttercup welcome her 5 puppies into the world. One romantic night later and they're expecting a baby of their own. Stunned at first, steadfastly single Callum is now dutifully offering marriage, but Lucy doesn't read rescuing. She wants the true blue happy endings they both deserve. Oh, this sounds so good. Oh, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm sorry, it's got puppies on the cover. Oh, cute. So, That one's I will be really looking forward to this. And then there's one that I ordered myself, which is a love-inspired inspirational romance, A Christmas Bargain by Mindy Obenhouse. So, can a property dispute turn into a holiday blessing? When single mom Annalise Grant inherits a fledgling Christmas tree farm in Texas, she vows to do whatever it takes to make it a success. But when neighbour Hawkins Prescott claims some of her trees are on his property, the only option is a partnership. As Christmas draws closer, Annalise and Hawkins find themselves growing closer as well. Could a family by Christmas become part of the deal? Well, that does sound good. That sounds a fun one. You know me, I'll read Christmas any time of the year. As I said, I've got the second book in the Poppy Creek series, so this is The Truth in Tiramisu. I've listened to all the Poppy Creek books so far on Audible, but I'm now trying to get them as books because I really want to have them in my collection. And then the last book I'd ordered, I ordered it from Waterstones, and actually I'm glad I got it. I'll tell you the wee story about that in a minute. But my friend Amanda from the channel Amanda Reads, she raves about this series, and I decided, what the heck, let me try it for myself. And that the first book is The Diviners by Libba Bray. Amanda says it's really good. It's set in 1920s New York. So it says, Eve O'Neill has been exiled from her boring old hometown and shipped off to the bustling streets of New York City, and she is positively ecstatic. The only catch is that she has to live with her Uncle Will and his unhealthy obsession with the occult. Okay. Eve worries he'll discover her darkest secret, a supernatural power that has only brought her trouble so far. But when the police find a murdered girl branded with this cryptic symbol and Will is called to the scene, Eve realises that she could help catch a killer. As she jumps headlong into a dance with a murderer, other stories unfold in the city that never sleeps. A young man named Memphis is caught between two worlds. A chorus girl named Theta is running from her past. A student named Jericho hides a shocking secret. An unknown to all, seemingly dark and evil, has awakened. Ooh, I'm not too sure about the occult bit. That is like, But Amanda says it's really good, so I'm going to definitely... I will read it and I will find out, whether I enjoy it or not. So as I said, I'm glad to have got that book, because there's a wee story there. Yeah. I am not blaming the Waterstones when I order my books. I'm not blaming them whatsoever. I am, however, blaming the bigger Waterstones. In October... September it was. I pre-ordered All Is Bright by Rianne Thane, and was being published on the 10th of November. So I thought that's fine, plenty of time for it to get here, etc, etc. I also pre-ordered in October The Backup Plan by Joe Shelvis, which was published the 17th of this month. So great, that's fine, no problem. Neither book has arrived yet. And I've been going in since November, going, where's the book? Where is the book? And they're like, we don't know, because no Waterstones in the UK actually have a copy of the book, of either book. And I'm like, what? Waterstones changed their suppliers about this time last year, or and it hasn't worked out. So they're not getting books that people have pre-ordered. So they're, because the suppliers obviously aren't bothering their backsides. And I think this is a really bad deal. It really is awful. You have people who are pre-ordering books because they want to read them. And we now got no guarantee we're going to get them. I've got another, as well as those two that I mentioned, I've got one that's due out the end of February that I have pre-ordered because I'm doing it as a buddy read with Amanda. I've also ordered the third book of the Dragonheart series, which comes out in October. And at the moment I've got no idea whether I'm going to get any of those books. I have emailed Waterston's headquarters to complain vociferously, and you get the usual bog standard email, thank you for your email, it will take us up to 10 days to answer your email. And I'm like, jeez. So we'll wait and see what comes from that. But if anybody out in the UK who watches my videos, if you pre-ordered any of those books I mentioned from your local Waterston store, you may not get it, guys. Or if you do get it, you could be waiting goodness knows how long. So I'm at the moment prepared to wait, but I'm going to see what Waterston's say to me when their email, and then take it from there. But really disappointed, because I'd wanted to kind of read the Rayanne thing over Christmas, and I was looking forward to reading the Jill Shalvas this month. So it's frustrating, I think is the word I'm saying at the moment. Am I annoyed? I am a bit, yes, but at the moment I'm not angry, but I could get that way. So that's kind of all the book stuff. Sorry, this dry skin's annoying me. So that's kind of the book stuff. What else is happening this weekend? There's rugby on. We'll watch that. Edinburgh plays Saracens on Sunday, so we'll definitely be watching that. We'll be watching other rugby. I think I might do some more colouring. I like to sort of start the next gnome picture or gonk picture I have to do. I have picked up my crochet hook again. I'm sort of starting to do a crochet blanket. I don't know about it. We'll see see how it goes. I'm not raving about it at the moment, but hey ho, we will see. But kind of that's it for this video. It's kind of longer than normal because I wanted to catch you up on all the books, etc. But I hope you've enjoyed it. Please let me know down below if you read any of the books that I've mentioned. What did you think of them? What are you reading just now, or what have you been reading? I'd love to know. And what are your plans for the weekend? Also, anybody that's in the UK, did you have snow wherever you are? We woke up on, was it Monday or Tuesday, with just a smattering. It was just like a wee small covering of snow. But we haven't had any since, but it's been beautiful weather. It's okay, it's been cold, which has been really nice, but we've had sun and blue skies, and that's what I'm looking at the moment. It's just gorgeous. Dash cold when you go out, I'll tell you that. But I'd much rather that than warm and wet, which I think is what we're going to get next week. Ugh, yuck, hate that. But that's it for this video, friends. I think I've waffled on long enough, don't you? But I will see you in my next one. But until then, stay safe and happy reading. Bye!